My husband opened a secret bank account under my name and thought I would never discover the truth. I said nothing because I knew the hidden secret behind that account would change his entire story. My husband had opened a secret bank account under my name, and he was completely certain that I would never discover the truth. He thought he could hide the documents, delete the statements, and I would keep trusting him like I always had. But that night at 3 a.m., when the entire suburban house was silent and the only sound I could hear was the soft hum of the refrigerator, I found something that made me see my entire marriage from a completely different perspective. I was sitting on the kitchen floor, holding an old folder I had found while cleaning the garage. The glow of the streetlights was coming through the window, and the TV in the living room was still playing some late-night show quietly in the background. It was strange. I felt like a stranger inside my own home. Inside that folder was a bank statement, with my name on it, an account I had never even known existed. At first, I thought it had to be some kind of mistake. Maybe the bank had mixed something up. Maybe the paperwork had ended up in the wrong place. But then I saw the signature. My name, my address, everything was connected to me, yet the account itself had been a complete secret. And the most painful part wasn't that he had hidden the account. It was that he had done it so calmly, as if I wasn't really a part of his life. Just a person he could move around whenever it was convenient for him. I didn't wake him up that night. No. I could have screamed. I could have demanded answers. I could have grabbed his phone and asked, why? But something inside me stopped. Because deep down I realized there was something about this story that was bigger than money. My husband Daniel had always been an organized person. We lived in a quiet neighborhood outside Seattle in a home that looked like something people dreamed about. A white fence, a small garden, the smell of coffee on weekend mornings, and Daniel working in the garage in the evenings. People would look at us and say, "Your marriage seems so strong." I would smile. But maybe, somewhere deep inside, I had already started noticing things. He wasn't the same anymore. Whenever he sat near his laptop, he would quickly close the screen if I walked by. His phone was always placed face down. Whenever I asked if everything was okay, he would laugh and say, "You overthink everything." And maybe I really did overthink, because I didn't want to lose the person I had spent 20 years building a life with. The next morning I said nothing. I made coffee like I always did. Daniel walked into the kitchen, looked at me and said, "Good morning." I smiled back. But inside my mind one thought kept repeating. Now you know. Over the next few days I quietly started looking into things. I checked the account details. I contacted the bank. I didn't want revenge. I just wanted the truth. And then I discovered the first shocking detail. Daniel had opened that account under my name almost 5 years earlier. 5 years. For all those years he sat beside me, had dinner with me, went shopping with me at Target, drank weekend coffee with me at Starbucks. And he was hiding something I knew nothing about. But then I found something else. He wasn't spending the money. He was saving it. A lot of money. I was confused. If he was betraying me, where was all this money going? That night I couldn't sleep again. My doctor had prescribed Ambien some time earlier because I struggled with sleep, but I didn't take it that night. At 3 a.m. in the silence of our home, my mind was filled with questions. Was Daniel planning to leave me? Was he creating another life without me? Had I trusted the wrong person all these years? When morning came, I knew I needed answers. I confronted him. I placed the statement on the table and simply asked, "What is this?" The color disappeared from his face. For a few moments he said nothing. Then he slowly sat down. And for the first time in our marriage I saw fear in his eyes. "I wanted to tell you. I just never found the right time," he said. That sentence always bothered me. The right time. People often say that when they are hiding something. But then he explained everything, and it changed the way I saw the entire situation. 5 years earlier, when my mother became seriously ill, I had spent all of my savings helping with her medical treatment. I never asked Daniel for help because I had always believed in handling my own responsibilities. That was when Daniel opened the account under my name. But the reason wasn't what I had imagined. He wasn't hiding money from me. He was saving it for me. He knew I spent my entire life making sacrifices for everyone else but rarely did anything for myself. He had created a small business plan because he wanted me to finally start doing something I loved. But then came the second secret. The reason he kept the account hidden wasn't because he wanted to take something away from me. He wanted to surprise me. He told me he planned to reveal everything on my birthday, but time kept passing and circumstances changed. He was afraid that if I found out, my first reaction would be exactly what he expected. I would say, "Take the money back. We don't need this." And honestly, he was right. That was exactly who I was. I would give everything to others but always put myself last. I cried that night. Not because I had been betrayed, but because I realized I had started seeing my own husband as someone I needed to protect myself from. Someone I needed to doubt. A few weeks later, Daniel and I made a decision together. That account would no longer be a secret. It would become the beginning of something new. I finally started the small design business I had dreamed about for years. And the strange thing was, my biggest victory wasn't proving Daniel wrong. It wasn't making him regret anything. My biggest victory was destroying the old belief that my dreams didn't matter. That I wasn't important enough to choose myself. Even today, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night. Sometimes I hear the refrigerator humming. Sometimes I see the streetlights shining through the window. Sometimes that same 3 a.m. silence returns. But now I'm not afraid of it. Because I understand something I didn't before. Not every secret is a betrayal. Sometimes life places a locked door in front of us, not to hurt us, but to give us a chance to open it and discover who we really are. When the morning light enters through my window, I always remember one thing. I am not just someone's wife. I am the owner of my own story. And every new morning is a new beginning. Immediately after my husband passed. If this story touched your heart or made you see things differently, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more emotional stories filled with unexpected twists and life lessons. Thank you so much for watching, supporting, and being part of our community. We truly appreciate you.